Speaking to Italian newspaper Corriere della Sera, Mr. Tajani claimed it would be absurd to exclude Silvio Berlusconi's party from a future deal following the numerical victory of the centre-right coalition headed by Berlusconi himself and Matteo Salvini at the last general election. The president of the European Parliament said Mr. Salvini and Mr. Di Maio could not strike a deal that would see Forza Italia's minister being chosen without the consent of Silvio Berlusconi. He said, "There will be no convention ad excludendum. Don't you even think that Forza Italia will accept someone choosing its ministers, perhaps choosing inexperienced figures who would be influenced psychologically by Salvini and Di Maio? We're not equals. Berlusconi needs to be recognized because our votes, which have the same legitimacy of all the others, were won under a symbol that read Berlusconi. We aren't nobodies and we will not give up on ourselves." Getty Italian election, EU. Panics as eurosceptics leaders Salvini and Di Maio join forces. The March 4 Italian election ended in a hung parliament, leaving the country's parties considering various options to overcome the impasse as President Sergio Mattarella prepares to start formal negotiations. The result sparked fears in Brussels as right-wing League chief Matteo Salvini grew closer to becoming the next Italian leader as he announced he was ready to talk to the anti-establishment Five Star Movement, M5S, about forming a government. The two sides joined forces to elect parliamentary speakers earlier in March. Vote, which saw a five-star politician take charge of the lower chamber while a center-right veteran became head of the upper house Senate, raising speculation the two blocs might move on and try to forge a coalition. After the vote, Mr. Salvini declared on Facebook, "The next PM can only be decided by the center-right, the coalition that has won the most votes and that even yesterday showed solidarity, intelligence and respect to voters. We're not equals." Berlusconi needs to be recognizing Antonio Tajani. The leader promised a string of reforms, including revision of European treaties and investment in border controls, which will cause panic among EU leaders. He vowed, "We will cut taxes and unnecessary expenses, make school and justice reforms, revise European treaties, relaunch Italian agriculture and fishing, create a ministry for the disabled, support autonomy and federalism, expel illegal immigrants and control borders. We are ready. You are there." Founder of M5S, Beppe Grillo, held out the possibility that the two parties could enter a coalition together. Two parties have enough seats to govern alone, a prospect that has worried financial markets because of their shared hostility to European Union budget restraints and their big campaign spending pledges. However, Mr. Salvini has always pledged not to abandon his rightist allies, including former Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi, whose Forza Italia party unexpectedly trailed the League in this month's vote. Mr. Berlusconi said an alliance between the League and M5S would be absurd because of ideological differences between the two parties. He said, "Matteo Salvini has the right and duty to try and form a new government. But why should Salvini be a minority member of a M5S government? I do not think center-right voters would forgive him."